Imagine living in a time when powerful empires fought for control of the world. Rome, the eternal city, was the center of it all. But there was a secret, a weapon so powerful that it could change the course of history. And Rome hid it from humanity. Did you know that behind the grandeur of Rome there was a shadow, a secret weapon so deadly that not even the bravest warriors dared to speak about it? And this weapon had a name, Syria. Why would Rome hide something so powerful? What was so dangerous about Syria that it needed to be kept secret? Let's find out together what really happened. Get ready for a journey through time, full of secrets, intrigues, and shocking revelations. Are you ready to discover the truth about Rome's secret weapon? Check now if you're already registered so you don't miss these incredible revelations. The strategic importance of Syria, geographical position. Syria's location was a true blessing for the Roman Empire. Nestled between the Mediterranean and the vast lands of the East, Syria served as a vital link between East and West. Controlling Syria meant holding the keys to crucial trade routes that connected Rome to the world. Imagine for a moment that you are a Roman merchant in the 1st century AD, watching as caravans laden with silk, spices, incense, and other exotic goods made their way across the Syrian desert. Owning these routes allowed the Roman Empire not only to ensure a steady flow of wealth, but also to maintain tight control over international trade. Syria's varied terrain, ranging from the fertile plains of the Orontes Valley to the Anti-Lebanon mountains, was ideal for establishing fortresses and outposts. These geographic formations provided a natural defense against invaders, creating a robust line of defense that protected the empire's trade routes and borders. With bases like Dura Europos along the Euphrates River, the Romans could monitor movements on the eastern borders and respond quickly to any threats. Syria's integration into the Roman Empire transformed the region into a hub for military and commercial operations, making it an invaluable strategic jewel. Gateway to the East. Syria was not only a crossroads for trade routes, but also a cultural bridge between the West and the East. The wealth of Eastern civilizations, such as India and China, reached Rome through this region. Consider how the exchange of knowledge, traditions, and technological innovations made Rome a more powerful and sophisticated empire. It was through Syria that the Romans could access Eastern warfare technologies, advanced agricultural methods, and unique cultural products that were not available anywhere else. Cities such as Palmyra, known as the Bride of the Desert, were essential in facilitating this cultural exchange. Palmyra was an oasis city that thrived in the middle of the Syrian desert and became a vital trading hub. There, merchants from all over the world would meet, exchanging not only material goods, but also ideas and cultures. This city symbolizes how Syria acted as a gateway for Eastern influences, enriching Roman culture itself. From architecture to fashion to religious and philosophical practices, the Eastern influences absorbed through Syria left an indelible mark on the cultural fabric of Rome. Natural resources. Syria's agricultural wealth was one of its greatest assets. Its fertile lands, irrigated by rivers such as the Orontes, produced large quantities of grain, fruit, and other agricultural products that fed the urban populations of Rome. This agricultural production not only sustained the Roman cities, but also the legions that needed food to sustain long military campaigns. In addition to agriculture, Syria was rich in mineral resources. Mines of precious metals and semi-precious stones were exploited, providing essential materials for the minting of coins and the production of luxurious jewelry and ornaments. The trade in precious metals and stones not only boosted the economy, but also served as a means of demonstrating the power and wealth of the Roman Empire in ceremonies and public events. Imagine the vibrant and colorful markets of Rome, where merchants sold Syrian wheat, olive oil, dried apricots, and luxurious ornaments made from Syrian gemstones. These markets were the economic heart of the city, and Syrian influence was deeply intertwined with daily life in Rome. Integration and enduring influence. The integration of Syria into the Roman Empire brought benefits that went beyond economics and military strategy. Syria became a model for Roman provincial administration. Roman governors were sent to the region and learned how to manage a rich and complex province with unique challenges. These lessons were later applied to other parts of the empire. The infrastructure built by the Romans, such as roads, bridges, and aqueducts, would leave a lasting legacy in the region. These works not only facilitated trade and transportation, but also demonstrated the power and benevolence of the Roman Empire to the local people. Over time, Syria was not only a source of material wealth, but also a testament to Rome's ability to integrate diverse cultures and use their talents to strengthen and enrich the empire. The marks of this integration are still visible today in archaeology, history, and enduring cultural influences. Now that we understand the strategic importance of Syria, it is clear how vital it was in the building and maintenance of Roman power. But how did Syria stand out in the military field? Complementing this strategic importance, we will explore Syria's military contribution to the Roman Empire in the next topic. Is there anything that has left an impression on you so far? Share it in the comments. Your insight is important. Cultural and intellectual influence center of knowledge. Syria, especially cities like Antioch, was a bustling center of knowledge and innovation within the Roman Empire. Imagine a grand bazaar filled with master philosophers, scientists, and artists, all sharing their ideas and discoveries. Antioch was a true crossroads of knowledge, where Hellenistic knowledge met Eastern traditions, creating a unique cultural melting pot. The city was home to schools, libraries, and academies that attracted intellectuals from all over the known world. Think of the different languages and dialects, the different costumes and customs, how all of this blended together to form a rich cultural tapestry. Syria played a crucial role in transferring and adapting this knowledge to the rest of the empire, influencing areas such as philosophy, medicine, and natural sciences. One of the notable figures to emerge from this context was Posidonius, a Greek philosopher and polymath who lived in Antioch and contributed significantly to the dissemination of knowledge. His works, covering topics ranging from astronomy to ethics, served as a reference for many Roman scholars. This exchange of ideas made Syria a true beacon of intellectual enlightenment in the ancient world. Cultural diversity. Syria was a true melting pot of cultures, ethnicities, and religions, each contributing to the cultural richness of the Roman Empire. Imagine walking down the streets of a Syrian city and encountering a mix of Greeks, Jews, Arameans, Arabs, and Romans, all coexisting and exchanging their traditions and customs. This diversity was not only tolerated, but celebrated, and manifested itself in countless ways. A fascinating example of this is the fusion of architectural styles that can be seen in the ruins of the city of Palmyra, where Greco-Roman influences blend with Persian and local elements. Religious practices also reflected this diversity. Temples dedicated to Roman and Greek gods coexisted with local shrines and Jewish synagogues. This peaceful and productive coexistence of different beliefs and spiritual practices not only strengthened the social fabric of Syria, but also fostered an environment of mutual respect and learning. Architecture and infrastructure. The Romans were masters of engineering and construction, and upon arriving in Syria, they were deeply influenced by local architectural and infrastructure techniques. Syria taught the Romans how to integrate Eastern styles and building methods with their own practices. Imagine the grandiose constructions that emerged from this cultural fusion. A clear example of this influence is the Palmyra Aqueduct, a monumental work that demonstrated Roman mastery of engineering combined with local knowledge of the terrain and construction techniques. These works were not only functional, but also symbols of Roman power and benevolence, bringing water and modern infrastructure to local populations. Another iconic example is the Triumphal Arch of Palmyra, an impressive structure that combined Roman grandeur with the elegance of Eastern design. This monumental architecture not only beautified the cities, but also played a crucial role in imperial propaganda, showing the world the power and sophistication of Rome. Syrian cities were also notable for their paved streets, public baths and organized markets, which facilitated urban life and promoted trade. Imagine yourself walking along these bustling streets, watching vendors, artisans, and Roman and Syrian citizens interacting and trading. This advanced infrastructure facilitated the integration of Syria into the empire, making it not just a Roman province, but a vital engine of its economic and cultural development. For onlookers, imagine yourself exploring these historic ruins today, sensing the grandeur and innovation that was made possible by the union of Roman and Syrian cultures. Why not share your impressions and delve even deeper into the stories of these iconic buildings? Military contribution tactics and strategies. Syria not only contributed resources and knowledge, but also military tactics that were crucial to the success of the Roman army. Imagine a Roman general observing Syrian combat techniques and integrating them into Rome's already effective strategies. Guerrilla warfare, for example, was a common practice among the Syrians, who mastered the complexities of mountainous and desert terrain. These tactics were especially useful when facing enemies who did not engage in traditional battles. The Syrians taught the Romans the importance of flexibility and adaptation on the battlefield. The ability to move troops quickly across difficult terrain and to conduct effective ambushes changed the way the Romans fought their battles. These tactics were implemented in several campaigns, allowing the Romans to face and defeat opponents who previously seemed invincible. Furthermore, the fortifications and outposts established in Syria served as training centers for the Roman legions, who learned how to fight more effectively in different types of terrain. These centers not only trained the soldiers, but also prepared them psychologically to face the adversities of military campaigns. Syrian legions. The legions recruited in Syria were known for their bravery and skill in combat. Imagine yourself as a Syrian soldier, recruited to serve in the Roman legions, trained intensively in combat techniques that combined Roman discipline with Syrian cunning. These legions were often sent to the most dangerous fronts of the empire, where they demonstrated unparalleled courage and resilience. A notable example is the Legion III Gallica, which was composed largely of Syrian soldiers. This legion played a vital role in many campaigns, from suppressing internal revolts to defending the eastern borders against the Parthians. Legion III Gallica became synonymous with military excellence, and its presence was a guarantee of victory for Rome. The Syrian legions were also known for their adaptability. Rather than rigidly adhering to traditional combat formations, these soldiers were trained to quickly adapt to enemy tactics. This flexibility allowed them to successfully face a variety of adversaries and situations, strengthening Rome's position on the eastern borders. Defending the borders. Syria was the front line in defending the eastern borders of the Roman Empire. Imagine the constant tension and vigilance at outposts like Dura Europos, where soldiers were always ready to repel invasions. These outposts were heavily garrisoned and strategically positioned along the Euphrates River, creating a defensive barrier that kept enemies from entering the heart of the empire. The fortifications built in Syria were true feats of military engineering, with thick walls, watchtowers, and complex defense systems that combined the best of Roman and local building traditions. These fortresses not only protected the borders, but also served as command and control centers from where Roman generals could coordinate their operations. The Syrians also played a crucial role in military intelligence, providing vital information about enemy movements and strategies. Their spy and reconnaissance networks allowed the Romans to anticipate attacks and prepare accordingly. This combination of military strength and intelligence made defending the eastern borders a more effective and efficient task. Military adaptation and innovation. The Syrian military contribution was not limited to tactics and defense alone. The Syrians also brought technological innovations that significantly improved the capabilities of the Roman army. For example, the use of composite bows, which were more powerful and accurate than traditional bows, was an innovation that the Romans adopted from the Syrians. These bows were particularly effective in long-range combat, giving the Romans a decisive advantage in battle. In addition, the Syrians introduced advanced fortification and siege techniques, which allowed the Romans to capture enemy cities and fortresses with greater efficiency. These techniques included the use of siege towers, battering rams, and other war machines that were improved with the help of Syrian knowledge. The integration of these innovations made the Roman army even more formidable and feared by its enemies. For viewers, imagine yourself as a Roman soldier training alongside the Syrians, learning new techniques and absorbing their knowledge. Why not share your impressions of these fascinating military contributions in the comments? Your feedback is valuable and enriches our collective understanding. Now that we understand Syria's significant military contribution, it is clear how it strengthened Roman power. But Syria's influence was not limited to the battlefield. We will discover how this region impacted the economy and trade of the Roman Empire in the next section. Stay tuned. Economy and Trade Silk Road. Syria was a key point on the famous Silk Road, a series of trade routes that connected the east to the west. Imagine yourself in the heart of the bustling city of Antioch, where merchants from all corners of the world met to exchange goods and stories. The Silk Road brought silk, spices, gemstones, and other exotic goods from China, India, and other Eastern countries directly to Roman markets. The goods that passed through Syria not only enriched local merchants, but also generated substantial taxes for the empire, contributing significantly to the Roman economy. Trade along the Silk Road facilitated the flow of ideas and technologies between distant cultures. Think of the Eastern inventions and knowledge that reached Rome, such as the compass and paper, which transformed Roman societies. This constant exchange of goods and knowledge made Syria a vital bridge between different civilizations, strengthening the Roman Empire both economically and culturally. Spice trade. Spices were some of the most valuable products traded through Syria. Imagine the exotic aroma of pepper, cloves, cinnamon, and ginger filling the Roman markets. These products not only enhanced the cuisine, but also had medicinal and religious uses, further increasing their importance and value. The spice trade through Syria allowed Rome to meet the growing demand for these goods, enriching merchants and entrepreneurs. The spices were transported over long distances, often in challenging conditions, but the rewards were worth the effort. The profits from the spice trade were so high that they outweighed the risks involved. Furthermore, this trade encouraged the construction of better infrastructure, such as roads and ports, to facilitate the transport and distribution of these precious commodities. Commercial cities, Syrian cities such as Antioch and Palmyra, were vibrant commercial hubs, where merchants from different parts of the world would come together to exchange goods and knowledge. Imagine the bustling streets of Antioch, filled with colorful stalls and a cacophony of voices in many languages. These cities were not only places of trade, but also cultural hubs, where diversity flourished and ideas were freely exchanged. Antioch, in particular, was one of the largest and most important cities in the Roman Empire. Its fairs and markets were renowned for their variety and abundance of products. Antioch's economic prosperity was reflected in its grandiose buildings and advanced infrastructure, which included aqueducts, baths, and theaters. These facilities attracted not only merchants, but also artists, intellectuals, and tourists, transforming the city into a true cosmopolitan hub. Palmyra, in turn, played a crucial role as an intermediary between East and West. Located in the middle of the desert, this oasis city was an essential stopping point for caravans. Palmyra became so prosperous that its queen Zenobia even challenged the authority of Rome, although she was eventually subdued. Palmyra's wealth and importance were such that its ruins still fascinate archaeologists and tourists to this day. Lasting economic impact. Syria's contribution to Roman trade had a lasting impact. The steady flow of goods and the wealth generated by this trade allowed Rome to maintain its hegemony over the Mediterranean for centuries. Furthermore, trade encouraged the integration and development of the regions under Roman control, creating a network of prosperous and interconnected cities. The commercial practices and infrastructure developed in Syria served as a model for other parts of the empire. The logistical efficiency and economic innovation encouraged by Syrian trade were replicated in other provinces, contributing to the stability and prosperity of the Roman Empire as a whole. Imagine walking through the ruins of Antioch or Palmyra, feeling the living history all around you. What would it be like to witness the height of Roman trade and participate in this vibrant cultural and economic exchange? Religious and spiritual influences. Syria was a veritable melting pot of religious and spiritual traditions. From ancient times, the region was home to a diversity of beliefs ranging from local pagan cults to Judaism and eventually Christianity. Imagine walking down the streets of an ancient Syrian city and encountering temples dedicated to gods such as Baal, Adonis, and other local Syrian gods, alongside synagogues and later Christian churches. The Romans, known for their policy of religious syncretism, often integrated gods and religious practices from the regions they conquered. This integration not only helped to pacify local populations, but also enriched the spiritual life of the empire itself. In Syria, local gods such as Baal and Atargatis were incorporated into the Roman pantheon, often in association with existing Roman gods. This syncretism helped to create a sense of continuity and respect for local traditions. The role of Judaism. Judaism had a significant presence in Syria, especially in cities such as Antioch and Damascus. The Syrian Jewish community was vibrant and influential, contributing to the economic, cultural, and religious life of the region. Imagine a bustling synagogue in Antioch, where Jews gathered not only to pray, but also to discuss business and community issues. The Jewish presence in Syria also had a profound impact on the development of Christianity. Many of the earliest Christian communities sprang up in areas with large Jewish populations, and the first Christians were often Jews who believed that Jesus was the promised Messiah. This interaction between Judaism and Christianity in Syria helped shape the early nature of Christianity and facilitated its spread throughout the empire. The birth of Christianity. Syria played a pivotal role in the early days of Christianity. Antioch, in particular, is often cited as one of the places where followers of Jesus were first called Christians. Imagine the excitement and tension in a growing community of believers, gathered to discuss Jesus' teachings and how they applied to their lives. The city of Antioch was a vital center for Christian mission. It was from Antioch that Paul and Barnabas set out on their missionary journeys, bringing Christianity to other parts of the Roman Empire. This city became an important center of Christian leadership, with established churches and respected leaders who helped guide the community of believers. In addition, Syria was home to many early Christian texts and theological works. The literary production and theological discussion that took place in Syria were fundamental to the development of Christianity as a structured religion. The Gospel of Matthew, for example, is believed to have been written in Syria, reflecting the region's deep connection to the early days of Christianity. Spirituality and asceticism. Syria also became an important center for the ascetic movement within Christianity. Many of the earliest Christian monks and ascetics came from Syria, pursuing lives of simplicity and devotion. Imagine these men and women retreating to the Syrian deserts, living in solitude and dedicating their lives to prayer and meditation. A notable example is Saint Simeon Stylites, who lived as a hermit atop a column for 37 years, attracting many followers and onlookers. His dedication and extreme asceticism inspired many others to follow suit, establishing monastic communities that had a lasting impact on Christianity. These ascetics not only influenced Christian spirituality, but also the social and cultural life of Syria. Their practices of discipline, meditation, and prayer spread, shaping the religiosity of local communities. Through their example, Syrian spirituality left a profound mark on the development of Christian monasticism and the religious life of the Roman Empire. Integration with the Roman world. The integration of Syrian religious and spiritual practices into the Roman world brought a wealth of traditions that enriched the spiritual life of Rome. Mixed worship, which combined elements of different religions, helped to create an atmosphere of tolerance and acceptance. This not only strengthened social cohesion, but also fostered an environment where new religious ideas could flourish. Syrian spirituality, with its diversity and depth, directly influenced the way the Romans viewed religion and spirituality. Religious syncretism helped to maintain peace and harmony in a vast and culturally diverse empire. In addition, Syrian spiritual and ascetic practices provided new models of devotion and discipline that profoundly influenced Roman spirituality. Syria's religious and spiritual influence on the Roman Empire is a testament to the deep connection between these two cultures. Syrian religious practices, from local cults to nascent Christianity, shaped the spirituality of the empire and left a lasting legacy. Through syncretism, devotion, and innovation, Syria enriched the religious life of Rome and helped create a spiritual tapestry that has resonated for centuries. For viewers, imagine being part of these vibrant and diverse spiritual communities, witnessing the fusion of traditions and the emergence of new forms of devotion. Why not share your thoughts on this rich religious and spiritual tapestry in the comments? Your input will enrich our collective journey through the fascinating past of the Roman Empire. In conclusion, we have seen how Syria was a key player in the Roman Empire. It was not only a strategic hub, but also a vital cultural, military, and commercial hub for Rome. From its trade routes, to its cultural diversity, to its military and economic contributions, Syria truly was the secret weapon that helped shape and strengthen the empire. So stay tuned, because history is full of fascinating secrets like this one, showing how different parts of the world collaborated to create something great. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. We want to know what you think, and if you have any curiosity about the history of the Roman Empire. See you in the next video.